The person you ignored yesterday might be the one you need to beg tomorrow. This isn't just a saying, it's a powerful reminder to be careful how you treat people. You never know when the tables might turn. I met a woman named Gwen at a high-end mall a few weeks ago. She was browsing luxury watches, looking completely at ease. We got to talking, and she shared a story with me that I just have to tell you. She told me her cousins used to ignore her, almost pretending she didn't exist, all because they thought she was poor. They'd have family gatherings and conveniently forget to invite her. When they did see her, they'd make subtle, cutting remarks about her clothes or her job. To them, she was the family failure, the one who didn't measure up to their standards of success. Little did they know, their world was about to be turned upside down. While her cousins were busy flaunting their supposedly successful business and living a life of excess, Gwen was quietly working, saving, and learning. She had a passion for the financial markets, a passion her family dismissed as a hobby. She spent her nights and weekends studying investment strategies, analyzing market trends, and making small, calculated risks. Slowly but surely, her small investments started to grow. Then they grew some more. Over several years, Gwen transformed herself from a payroll clerk into a savvy and incredibly successful private investor. She built a portfolio that most people only dream of, all while living modestly and staying completely under the radar. She never felt the need to show off her wealth. Her success was for her, not for their approval. She moved into a beautiful home, started traveling the world, and enjoyed the freedom that financial independence brings. Her cousins, they were completely oblivious. They were still stuck in their old mindset, believing Gwen was the same person they had looked down on for years. Then came the karma. It's funny how life has a way of balancing the scales. The economy took a downturn, and the business her cousins were so proud of, the one they used as a measure of their superiority, started to crumble. They had been reckless, spending lavishly and failing to save for a rainy day. Now, the rain was a torrential downpour. They were facing bankruptcy, on the verge of losing everything they had built their identities around. Desperate, they started calling every contact they had, begging for a loan, for a bailout, but no one would help them. Their reputation for arrogance and poor financial management preceded them. Finally, after exhausting all other options, they remembered their poor cousin Gwen. One of them had heard a rumor that she was doing okay for herself. Swallowing their pride, they showed up at her doorstep, hats in hand, faces etched with desperation. They explained their situation, painting a grim picture of their impending ruin. They begged her for a substantial loan, a sum that would have been unimaginable to them just a few years prior. It was the ultimate role reversal. The people who once ignored her were now pleading for her to be their savior. Gwen listened patiently without a hint of smugness. She didn't gloat. She didn't say, "I told you so." She just listened. When they were finished, she looked at them calmly and said she would consider it. After a few days, she called them back with her decision. She agreed to lend them money. You could almost hear the collective sigh of relief. But there was a condition, a non-negotiable one. She would provide the capital to save the company, but only if they both stepped down from all management positions immediately. She would install a new, experienced management team to run the business properly. They could remain as silent partners and receive a small share of the profits once the company was stable. But their days of making decisions and running the show were over. They were shocked. They argued, they protested, but in the end, they had no choice. It was either accept her terms or lose everything. They accepted. Gwen wasn't being vengeful. She was being smart. She knew they were incapable of managing the business effectively, and she was protecting her investment. More than that, she was teaching them a lesson they would never forget. A lesson in humility, respect, and the true meaning of success. It's not about what you have, but about who you are. Gwen's story is a powerful reminder that you should never underestimate anyone. The world is constantly changing and fortunes can shift in an instant. Treat everyone with kindness and respect, not because of what they can do for you, but because it's the right thing to do. You never know when the person you dismiss today might hold the key to your future tomorrow. What do you think of Gwen's decision? Was it fair? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.